I'm Jason Shapiro,
bringing you an enhanced audiovisual experience.
the Legend of Two Cities podcast. Okay, so a lot of people have been asking me, why have I been so quiet? Where have I been? Why haven't there been any new installments? Well, I can tell you that there's been a lot of noise in my head, a lot going on, a lot that I'm trying to grapple with. And I'll give you an example. It's kind of like when I'm having a dispute with someone and this person just decides they're going to give me radio silence. They're just not going to respond to my messages. They're just not interested in hearing my story. I think that's quite possibly the most infuriating, upsetting, and annoying thing a person could ever do to me is just respond with dead silence. It lacks closure and it lacks respect for whatever the situation may have been. So, I think about families and I think about young children, children who haven't yet learned how to talk. They may have a few words, they may be stringing together one or two small sentences, but they ultimately are in your care without you actually knowing what they need and want because they cannot communicate for themselves. This leaves parents very anxious and nervous. Are they doing the right thing? Are they making the right choices? It amplifies the journey of parenthood. I gave my parents a hell of a run for their money. I didn't want to speak until the age of 4. I just didn't want to. Apparently, I'd point to things that I wanted or I would gesture that I needed something. I didn't actually speak. So my parents found a speech therapist and she was apparently absolutely amazing to the point that she never provided my parents with an off button. And now I've started a podcast and it's like, thank you so much for giving me my voice. So I'm going to do something slightly different this episode. I'm going to fast forward to right now to the end of 2025, where it's been good to be alive in 2025. It's just been very difficult to live at times. And I now have a family. I have the most wonderful, caring, amazing wife. We have a beautiful 2-year-old daughter. And things have really done 180 from what I've discussed in previous episodes. Things are really, really going very, very well. So much so, when Ashira, my baby, when she was born 7 weeks prem in the most traumatic situation. She spent the first 24 days of her life in hospital. But that's for another episode. For now, Mandy was pregnant, my wife, and we decided we were going to move far up the West Coast into a small, close-knit Jewish community. The gag was there were more prams than people. There were more children than adults. And we were overwhelmed. This was the perfect move for our little family. There were like several pregnant women at the time that Mandy was pregnant. There was a lot of opportunity. We learned very quickly that many prams doesn't mean many friends. Many young families doesn't necessarily mean they're like-minded. You see, we've lived in Cape Town for 10 years. And Cape Town is a very, very unique kind of a place. In Johannesburg, there's the hustle and the bustle. There's a lot of activity. People are friendly. People want to engage with you. In Cape Town, people we found have been cliquey. They don't really want to engage, and a lot of them are not really that friendly. So this idea of moving up here was extremely naive. However, we did make really nice neighbors. We moved into a complex with exceptionally nice people all around us, and there was a really welcoming feeling in the neighborhood. So much so, we quickly made a few connections. We even made one or two friends in the Jewish community around that time. And Ashira's first birthday was celebrated at the pool clubhouse at our complex, where there was a lot of noise and activity. There was a lot going on all at once. And there was one neighbor. It was a young couple that lived just a patio away from us. We could see each other through our patios. And they were friendly and they were nice people. And we started getting along until we started hearing them fight a lot. We were concerned. He kind of ran all conversation with us. She kind of sat back in the distance. She wasn't very, she was timid, she was shy, but she was a nice girl. And eventually their relationship fizzled out. He moved out and she was left all on her own. And we were sad about this. We really took this girl under our wing. We really tried to invite her for meals or for coffees. And she took such a genuine love and liking for Ashira, my daughter. She would bring little gifts and trinkets. She was amazing to my child. And my child loved her and she loved my child. They had formed such an incredible bond. And then approximately a year ago, it was Christmas time. It was December holidays. And her parents had come to visit from out of town. And there was silence. The patio door did not open. They were nowhere to be seen. And we were puzzled. We thought, surely the parents want to meet the neighbors that have been so good to their daughter. And it was very strange. We didn't quite know what to do. We didn't quite know what to feel. But the silence continued. So it was Christmas Eve. And we decided we're going to do something with the best intention that we had at the time. We got a couple of ingredients together and Mandy made them a delicious batch of miniature cheese cupcakes. So it's Christmas morning. We're very excited to meet the parents and present this gift. And we bang on the patio door. And there appears the mother, who continued to express how annoyed she was that she wasn't actually dressed and ready to accept the knock on the door. She really took us back, and we were quite shocked. So we insisted that we were not actually coming inside. We just wanted to deliver the small Christmas gift and to really just wish them well for their special day. It's not really our special day, so we really wanted to do something for them that would make them feel special. And we realized that the silence was possibly deliberate. We realized that the silence was sinister. There was something not nice about it. We came to the conclusion that neighbors are neighbors and mistakes. Neighbors are not allowed to be friends. A bit of a backwards kind of a old agey approach, but whatever. If it worked for them, it worked for them. The aftermath of which was quite a devastation. You see, shortly after Ashira's first birthday, she got her confidence in walking, and she would run around the complex with Mandy and wanting to knock on all the doors and wave at all the people. And Ashira, once she had her confidence, would run up to that patio door, knock and shout, "Hello, hello." Silence. And then Ashira would see her with Mandy. Ashira would see her in the parking lot. Hello, and wave, and silence. But not just silence. Silence that she would turn her shoulder. She would turn her shoulder to the child. And things started changing with my little one. She suddenly didn't react well to strangers. She started to act out when we tried to introduce her to people. It was very hard. It started getting very challenging for us to understand why our once happy, bubbly little girl was now timid and shy, and it just didn't make sense. And then the real kicker happened about 3 months ago. Ashira's only little friend, she had carved out one solid little friendship in the school, in the nursery school. And the parents decided it was best for the child to go with the mother back to Johannesburg. And that little friendship ceased to exist, to the point where Ashira, if you said the child's name anywhere near Ashira, she would look sad. She would look disappointed. Subsequently, the neighbor moved out. The friend obviously left the school. And we ultimately made a decision to take Ashira out of the school as well. We decided it was in her best interest to move her into a brand new school with lots of kids and many opportunities for 2026. And we celebrated her second birthday in silence. It was a quiet, intimate affair. It was me, Mandy, my parents, and Ashira. We celebrated as a family. We kept it small, we kept it close, we kept it quiet. I think the take home is we don't actually know the ripple effect that we have on each other when we make choices, no matter whether it's good or bad. We don't fully comprehend what impact we will have on another person's life. I think for me as a parent, especially now, Ashira is just learning to string together her very first few sentences. I think the greatest wealth, the greatest strength I could ever give my tiny human is to teach her kindness and empathy, to teach her to stand up for herself, to be strong-willed. You know, my wish for the neighbor, wherever she's moved on to, I really, really, really pray that when she has children one day, she never experiences her child being silenced or being hurt. And she never has to experience some of the things that I've had to experience. So I just want to add that we look forward to a new year, new possibilities, new friendships, new school, new everything. And I want to take a small moment to wish you, the viewer, love, health, prosperity, only good things, and a meaningful, happy, mind-blowing 2026 with all of the good things in the world. Happy New Year, everybody. Take it easy. Message me at legendoftwocities.com.